Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about a very large storm out west. We've been talking about this one, but it is beginning to take place out there in the western United States, so we need to talk about that storm and also some potential severe weather in the east. Anyways, before I get into this video, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think there is a severe weather risk out east eventually as that cold front pushes through? You can answer this after you watch the video, of course, but let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at this area here in the west where basically all of our storminess is here in the United States. We do have some thunderstorms offshore of the east coast of Florida there, and then also offshore of the east coast, or the only coast of Texas there. But that's basically all that's going on at this point. So let's zoom into the western United States real quickly and take a look at what's going on out here. And this has been going on for multiple days, this precipitation here, especially for Washington and Oregon. But our new member that is getting a lot of precipitation is Northern California as well. And this is even expanding further south because yesterday it was not even as far south as San Francisco, but now it's actually further south than San Francisco. So we're just seeing a ton of this precipitation moving onshore here for the western United States. And obviously in these mountain ranges this time of year, it is in the form of snowfall, and actually a pretty significant amount. Speaking of snowfall, we also have some of these showers moving their way into the northern Rockies, where a lot of snowfall is also taking place for some of these mountain ranges within that region. This is going to be something we need to watch, and it's going to move through and continue to move through over the coming days, and eventually it is going to bomb out, in my opinion. I think it's really going to drop in pressure between Colorado, or maybe even before Colorado, but between where it's at now all the way to where it's over the Midwest. It is going to drop in pressure, I think beyond what is considered to be a bomb cyclone, so I think it will reach that status. Let's zoom in here to the upper Midwest where we do have some showers. I just want to talk about everything going on. So this was overnight, but we did have some snow and rain showers going on for northern Wisconsin and the UP, or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan here, but that has come to an end over the past few hours. Now, like I mentioned before, we did have some showers offshore of Florida, but I don't think any of those are making their way onshore. Right, let's see, yeah. So none of them are making their way onshore at this point, but they are kind of headed in this direction, which is odd because usually things from this point head north and to the east, but this time they're heading south and to the west, which is quite odd, but maybe they will make their way onshore here to kind of the central coast there of Florida. We'll have to be watching for that. Now, as we're taking a look at the model guidance, you can see that this does have that area here of precipitation, and there's also plenty of it offshore still that is going to move onshore. But let's just continue on moving along with this, and this is going to be tomorrow morning, so about 24 hours from the time I am making this video. And as you can see, the low pressure system is located somewhere here over California. We have very heavy snowfall going on there for the mountainous regions of California and Nevada, as well as eastern regions there of Oregon, mountainous regions of Idaho as well. We see a lot of snowfall in general there for the northwestern corner of the United States. Now, as we move this towards it'll be about 8 p.m. that night or so. That's going to be Tuesday night, by the way. So tomorrow, from the time I'm making this video, you can see we have a 1003 millibar low pressure system down there, and it's going to do a little swing like this and come up. But we can see that there's a heavy area of snowfall still located to the north of this low pressure system, especially for the mountainous regions of California, most of Nevada, the mountainous regions of Utah, Idaho, Montana, and even Wyoming by this point as well. So very heavy snowfall for many different regions coming down by that point. Now, as we move this towards about, I would say 12 hours later, we can see that this one's already dropped by over 10 millibars, probably over 15 millibars here, as this low pressure system is located right here. So it's kind of undergoing this swing that it's doing. And again, we still have this very heavy snowfall coming down for these mountainous regions there of the Rockies. And when we see our low pressure systems do this horseshoe here, it prolongs the time frame that these areas to the north see the snowfall. and I do expect that to lead towards even more accumulation than we would be seeing in general, if not for that. Now, this low pressure system continues to just bomb out because it's a 985 millibar low pressure system now by 2 p.m. on Wednesday, still not even 24 hours from the time that it was a 1007 millibar low pressure system. We still have tons of snowfall coming down to the west of this low pressure system in that corridor. And let's continue to move this on. Let's take this towards about 24 hours from that frame we took a look at, and it's a 984 millibar low pressure system here by this point. So it's dropped over 20 millibars in 24 hours. Very extreme dropping in pressure. And what I found interesting this entire time is that this storm is actually much weaker by this point, even though the low pressure system is much stronger. Here we see that it's a much weaker storm, actually, when we look at the precipitation that's coming down for these regions. Not quite as heavy with the snowfall, probably not as much moisture available for this storm. Super interesting situation we find ourselves in. 981 by the next little tick we take here, and then a 76, better yet, millibar low pressure system here over northern Wisconsin, with some moderate to heavy snowfall taking place there. So this storm is just continuing to get stronger and stronger. And this is when I think the severe weather in general is possible. We see a very cold air mass moving down behind this low pressure system. We see lots of warm air trying to move up like this. It's going to be a very warm time frame here for the eastern United States. And a strong cold front sets up just like this. Again, a cold front here. I don't feel like drawing that all the way out, but you get the point. You get the point. This is a cold front moving through, a very strong one at that, and there's a very strong battle going on between cold and warmth in this region, and you can even see an area of storminess developing along this cold front. This could be our next severe weather event, and unfortunately, it looks like it could, according to this model setup, in a similar region to what we saw before. I don't think we will have quite as big of a severe weather event, obviously, because that was a very historic severe weather event, so it would be crazy for something like that to happen again, even nearly this soon. So I think we generally need to watch out for some severe weather, but we shouldn't be thinking in terms of comparing it to what just happened, because there's not a lot of events in weather history that are comparable to what just happened. So I'm not by any means trying to say this could even be similar, but the location for sure is. And there is a cold front, which is a similar setup. It's just the intensity, obviously, probably will not be even nearly the same. But we do have this warm air pouring into the east. We do have this cold air moving into the west. So we're watching for this setup to take place, potentially, according to this European model. And it's only 93 hours out. So this isn't like we're talking about some super long-range outlook here. This is a cold front that's coming up soon. And eventually, it kind of loses, actually. This cold front does not advance really to the coast. We actually see the warm air win. But what's interesting is we still see some thunderstorms developing in this similar region. So we're going to have to watch closely for that, because this is by Friday afternoon, December 17th here, and we still see these stronger thunderstorms trying to take place. And the warmer air is stronger than the cold air here, because this warm air is actually pushing the cold front kind of back. It becomes a stationary front, or even a warm front at a certain point there. And then we see another cold front take place here by the 18th here, where the cold air is trying to battle out this warm air again, and that could set up for some storminess in general in this region. So we're going to need to watch this closely. We have multiple setups for pretty strong cold fronts and potential thunderstorm or even severe weather events taking place in kind of the short to medium range. So we're going to be tracking this situation over the coming days. Even now that I have this current format for my videos, I can kind of touch on other subjects a lot easier. I think I'm able to just take overlook kind of everything in the entire pattern here, and just really show you guys everything across the country from west coast to east coast. Even if I'm talking about mostly a big storm with snowfall, I'm able to kind of generally zoom in and draw out where I think some other events could take place. So this new format has allowed for me, even though we're talking about a low pressure system out here, to be like, oh, well, there could be a cold front here as well, and I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So it's really nice. I like this new format, and I'm able to get generally better information out, I think. And by the way, in case you're curious, that cold front actually does reach the coast eventually. It's actually offshore by this point. So this one might actually lead towards some actual cold air entering into the eastern United States. And it looks like that's our last cold front for at least the medium to long range, short to medium to even long range here on the European model. Anyways, for today's confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6 again. We talked about mostly medium range things in this video, so that's why we have a medium high confidence. I could have even gone up to a 5 out of 6, but I feel like going with the 4 is more conservative, and I feel like that's the better way to go. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, out of the 2 potential snowstorms we're going to be tracking, one for the west and one for the east, do you think that one or both of them will end up happening? And Damian Sosa said, I think these 2 storms will happen, especially in the Mountain West, but the eastern snowstorm seems less certain on the details, and that's certainly true. I think, the East Coast one isn't even a sure thing, but at this point, the West one is because it's ongoing right now. That's what we talked about in this video. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Little the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kodalesa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaven, Bill Dallas, Gary, John Khaleesi, Dwight Phelan, Stephen Grenthal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. I would also like to thank our channel members here, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox also. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.